Well, the month of March is set to be Stadia's biggest month so far in 2021, and it's got a mix of great new AAA titles to look forward to, as well as extremely high-quality games in between, and it's easily the most I've been excited for this year. In this video, we're going to take a look at all the games coming out, as well as take our best guesses of which games we'll see this upcoming month that are not on the confirmed list. And guys, trust me, you want to stick around for that because I have some bold predictions. With that, before we get started, today's video is sponsored by Opera GX, and this is the world's first browser specifically for gamers, and you guys know how important it is as cloud gamers to have the most optimum quality and control we can have. GX Control gives us that with the power of using a CPU limiter or even a RAM limiter, especially for those who are cloud gaming on older devices. There's also a network limiter, which can greatly help you limit the amount of data you use when gaming on Stadia or even GeForce Now, especially if you have pesky data caps like I do. But what is really neat is the fact that you can even run Discord, Twitch, or even things like Twitter within this browser, really limiting the amount of pesky apps and pages you need to keep open on your PC. Then we have what has to be the sleekest design when compared to other browsers, with customizable colors and special wallpapers, giving it truly your personal touch. Then we have the GX Corner. This alerts you to free games that you can play through cloud gaming and giving you guys up-to-date news on when new games launch. But how does this thing perform when actually gaming through Opera GX? Well, Stadia 4K gaming was solid, playing various games, and it was on point with the performance. GeForce Now did an amazing job through Opera GX as well. Playing games like Cyberpunk 2077 was just enjoyable. Oh, and on top of Opera GX working so well for cloud gaming, I haven't even gotten to talk about that built-in VPN with no login, a built-in ad blocker, and a video pop-out that you can use while gaming on Stadia or GFN. All the while, you guys can watch my YouTube or Twitch live streams at the very same time. Opera GX is truly an incredible browser for cloud gamers. Join me by downloading Opera GX and using it as your main cloud gaming browser by clicking that link in the description or in the comments. Doing so also supports the channel, and it's completely free to use. You guys have nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Special thanks to Opera GX for being today's sponsor. So with that, we're going to go in the order of the games releasing for the month of March like we always do. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. Also hit that like button. But of course, we have to start the video with the newest Stadia exclusive title in Pixel Junk Raiders. The game is described as a roguelike action adventure that features procedurally generated landscapes. Now, the planet Tantal is under attack by aliens bent on harvesting the population's life force. Your job's going to be to slash, smash, raid, and rescue your way through hundreds of unique missions, all the while you're unraveling the mystery of the enigmatic keepers. Now, the game also features the exclusive unique feature in State Share, and from all accounts I've been hearing, this is finally truly the State Share we've all been waiting for, where you can actually send your saved game spots to your friends and they take over exactly where you left off. This one is set to come March 1st, and this is the most highlighted Stadia Pro game for the month of March. The next game for Pro that is new to Stadia is Avicii Invector, and this is a musical rhythm action experience. The game features 25 hits from the late superstar Avicii. You can also play solo or with up to 4 players. The cool thing about this game is that the proceeds go to the Tim Bergling Foundation that supports mental health if you decide to buy this game instead of claiming it on Pro. As a huge fan of the late great Avicii, loving musical games, I'm actually very excited to dive into this one on March 1st. With that, Reigns, the card game that has you swiping left or right and making big decisions for the kingdom, is also a Stadia Pro game for this month. And finally, Pac-Man Mega Tunnel Battle, the truly unique battle royale that features a classic Pac-Man gameplay. This is a game you can easily convince the friends and family to play, because honestly, who doesn't know about Pac-Man? This will be the 4 games coming to Stadia Pro this March, and all are set to come on day 1. With that, guys, we're going to take a look at the games launching for the rest of the month, and we have quite a few games right at the very start of March, starting with Monster Jam Steel Titans 2. This one's actually a huge improvement over the first game because it features brand new online multiplayer modes. The first iteration of this only had single-player gameplay. There's also 38 trucks to choose from, 5 new outdoor worlds. The competition in the game modes in this game are inspired by real-world shows, and it does feature a career and exploration mode on top of all that. Now, I personally wasn't as interested in the first game, but this one has caught my attention and is set to come to Stadia on March 2nd. So It Came From Space and Ate Our Brains is the next game coming out this month, and it's a 1 to 4 player co-op game that has you taking out aliens to survive. Game is definitely very multiplayer focused. It's a fun one if you can gather some friends and family. This one is also set to arrive on March 2nd. So my time with the Monster Energy Supercross franchise on Stadia has been quite a bit of a love-hate relationship. The game is just freaking hard, but it is so fun, fast, and intense at the very same time. But Supercross 4 this year is touting a completely revamped and new career mode that features a whole new skill tree as well as an upgraded track editor. I think if you missed out last year on Supercross 3, take a shot at 4 because from all accounts this year looks to be quite improved over the last, and I'm personally very excited to cover this one when it hits the Stadia store on March 11th. So finally, the long-awaited FIFA franchise, FIFA 21, is coming to Stadia, and even though it's a bit late to the platform, this is a game that I've been waiting for a long time, featuring a career mode that I'm going to be diving into myself. The FIFA Ultimate Team is always a blast, even the Volta football that brings the experience of football/soccer back to the streets. This one is potentially my most anticipated March Stadia title, and it is set to come mid-March on the 17th. So K's in the Wild Mass is a completely brand new indie platformer that takes its inspiration from 90s classic platformers. In this game, you're going to be finding the Wild Mass to unleash the powers of the legendary guardians to master the land, sea, and sky. My impressions from the gameplay so far have been really good, especially during the boss fights, and it definitely has me keeping this one on my radar for that Stadia release that is set to come March 26. So the last confirmed title on this list for the month of March is actually my second most anticipated title on this entire list in Discoillusium. This came out back in 2019. This one is one of the best indie RPG games ever made. Honestly, it's almost a crime to call it an indie because of how quality this game is. You play as a detective with a unique skill system at your disposal, and you interrogate crazy characters, you crack murder cases, and you can even take bribes. The game does have a branching story arc, and you can become a hero or complete scum. The game also features an open world, complete and utter freedom of choice as well. This one will be a day one purchase for me, and it is set to come sometime in March. But alright guys, with that we have all the confirmed games coming this month out of the way. Now I'm going to give you guys my predictions in the order of more than likely first, then make my way to the shots in the dark. We're going to start this one with Dirt 5. This one has been told by the developers themselves that it is in the final stages of being released on Stadia and will be here very soon. I fully expect to see it this month. Then we have Ark Survival Evolved. This one has had a release window of early 2021, and that date is quickly fading away. My guess is this is potentially a mid-March Pro title. Killer Queen Black has all but officially been rated on every single rating board that you can imagine, and this is a cross-platform title with multiple consoles and PC, so I'm really looking forward to it. Street Power Football is another game that has been rated multiple times, and seeing it in the same month as FIFA is going to be somewhat ironic, but hey, I'm not going to complain. And the next games are more of my shots in the dark here with Death Carnival. This is an indie game that is first on Stadia, and I've been waiting for this one for quite some time now. And finally, we have Saints Row the Third that's also gone under multiple ratings for Stadia, and even the official Saints Row Twitter has said that they would have news very soon on this one. With that, guys, let me know which games for the month of March you guys are looking forward to the most. Which games out of this entire list do you plan on purchasing and playing? And of course, finally, let me know which games you guys are guessing that are coming that are not on this list. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm Sunny, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.